So, hello everyone. We all know the Indian Premier League is going on, and without reasonable doubt, we can say that it's one of the biggest sporting events of the world. And I say it not just because of the entertainment or the motivation angle related to it, but also because of the commercial reasons. It is a very commercial tournament, and not just the Indian Premier League, but any tournament of the same volume or a larger or a smaller volume may also be commercial, and it's not always just about the entertainment or the motivation angle. And sometimes we tend to overlook as sports lovers the economy behind which the whole sporting tournament has been structured, and this video is nothing but just an attempt to discuss those finer aspects. So without further ado, we'll just quickly start the video. So you may think that IPL is just a bad ball and a last to a heartbreak game, but it's not even close. The whole sporting tournament is now valued at $18.5 billion. I'm talking about billion and not million, billion with a B. That puts it in the company of giant global sports league. And the real googly is that on a per match media value, there's a term called per match media value. IPL is second only to NFL, which is the National Football League. And one IPL game generates a revenue of around $16.8 million in media rights value. One match, one evening, and if it's two matches happening in a day, it's almost 33. I mean, 33 or $34 million, right? In terms of media rights value. So basically, one match, one game is worth more than what many companies dream of achieving in terms of revenue, or I mean, something they aspire to achieve. And the wildest part is that the IPL is almost 18 years old, which started in 2008. The NFL, the National Football League, is almost a century old sport. So you are not just watching cricket, you are watching India's most efficient money making machine, is what I would want to call it. Now we'll talk about the media rights, why people refer it to as the gold mine, and why it makes IPL more and more valued. If I would say, if IPL had a king, it would not be captain of any team. It would be the media rights. The 23 to 27 cycle that has been going on. I mean, it's still going on. It has been sold for around 48,390 crores INR. Roughly, it would be around $6 billion, 6.2 billion. Now, try to understand it again slowly. This is where the real innings is happening. TV and digital platforms don't, I mean, or they did not buy cricket matches. They bought your attention, your family's attention, and your cousin pretending to just check the score every 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And break it down, as I mentioned, each match is almost generating a revenue of $16.8 million in media value. In layman terms, if I have to talk, one IPL match is actually worth the cost of building a serious piece of public infrastructure, which is very important nowadays. And it's like, I mean, maybe a small hospital. I mean, that is the cost of making something like a small hospital. And if every Indian would contribute 40 rupees each, that's almost the full media rights deal. If I have to, I mean, jumble it down that way. And that's absurdly how massive this whole sporting tournament has become. Now we'll talk about the broadcast thing as well. Here's a fact that sounds fake until you hear it twice. Ticket money in IPL is almost pocket change. Like it's like chiller, if I have to, say it that way. In IPL economics, it's actually chiller. I mean, or what would be the cost? 800,000, different variants of ticket, right? Now, this league isn't built like the old school sports where gate receipts rule the game or everything. IPL has been and is still a broadcast machine. The fans in the stadium are very important, of course, but financially, they are almost the background dancers in a giant TV production, I would say. The fans who are actually, going to watch the match, they're watching off screen, whatever. And the real star of the whole tournament is the audience who's watching it from sofas, from offices, from hostels, or from wedding functions where someone has secretly put the match on mute. So some estimates actually say that the playoff tickets, the qualifier tickets, and all of that sales make up less than a tiny slice of overall league revenue. I mean the if you look at the numbers, the playoff, it's actually a very small slice of the whole tournament's revenue. So when we see this full stands, And so we should remember that the bigger stadium is actually your screen where you're watching the game. And IPL doesn't need just a packed gate to print money. It needs your eyeballs, your emotions, and ideally your Wi-Fi or your network connection, data connection that you're using. Now, franchise valuation. We often hear that Kolkata Knight Riders is like one of the most valued teams. But how does this franchise valuation thing work, right? Now, this is where it gets delightfully ridiculous. These IPL teams aren't just clubs anymore. They are premium business assets in the balance sheet of their owners. Even franchises with mixed trophy cabinets can be worth insane amounts. I'll tell you how. Because owners aren't only buying match results, they are buying the power behind each brand, right? They are buying the cultural relevance of each franchisee, the city representing, I mean, the teams representing the cities and all, the sponsor magnetism, right? And the yearly seat at India's biggest attention carnival. And I would actually want to call IPL that only. And the business model is spicy. If you want to talk about it like that, teams are benefiting from central revenue, sponsorships, merchandise, and brand halo. So that is why the franchisee margin, if you talk about it that way, are often healthier than fans expect it to be, right? In simple language, even if your team gives you emotional damage in the month of in a May, where you're actually not in a good position because it's too much hot in most parts of India, right? It may still be doing quite well in Excel. IPL franchises are basically unicorns, startups with a leg spin. I would call it that. The scoreboard matters, sure, but the real thing that what matters is the balance sheet and also the player of the match energy. So a balance sheet is actually something that has the player of the match energy. I mean, we get these awards, right? I mean, player of the match, player of the series, and everything. So that is how it is. Now we'll talk about a whole 50,000 crore ecosystem. I'll try to, break it down. The IPL economy is not just stopping at teams and broadcasters. It spills everywhere. Brands they rewrite and calendars and everything. I mean, there are advertisements, the influencers are making content, meme pages are becoming war rooms, fantasy apps, food brands, fintechs, smaller companies, pan masala brands. Everybody wants a piece of this masala. That's why people talk about a much larger IPL linked ecosystem worth tens of thousands of crores. It's not just a tournament, it's a seasonal economic festival for nearly 2 months. I mean, the tournament goes around 2 months. The IPL, I think, hijacks conversations, shopping, screen time, everything that you would do if the IPL was not going around, and marketing budgets. Basically, if India is paying attention, something is billing for it. And it's the reality. And that 6 over long on is entertainment for you, but revenue opportunity for about 10 different businesses. This is cricket meeting capitalism, then adding commentary in the surrounding. So this is how the whole ecosystem is built, a 50,000 crore ecosystem. Now, what is the IPL's real genius? Doesn't just capture viewers, right? It captures habits. The average IPL viewer now watches around 6 matches a week, approximately, as per the stats and available. That's not casual viewing. That's a part-time relationship, I would say. And nearly 70% of viewers, consume IPL on both TV and OTT. It's not just one, but both. 70% of them. One match, two screens, three opinions, and at least four fights in a family WhatsApp group or a friend's WhatsApp group. The opening weekend of IPL 26 reportedly, hit a digital reach of 515 million viewers with 32.6 billion minutes of watch time. Can you imagine? Billions, minutes. So when a brand buys into IPL, it's not buying random visibility. It's buying repeated attention from a nation that keeps coming back every evening like it's a festival ritual. This isn't just sports viewership. This is national muscle memory with a scoreboard. And you can understand these are big numbers, right? Now we'll talk about some an advertisement frenzy that has been created. Okay, we'll talk about the moment brands willingly lose their financial inhibitions. Like it comes in a situation where you're advertising in IPL. A 10-second TV and ad slot, okay, during IPL 25, we don't have numbers for 26, was around 15 lakh rupees INR in some reports. And in hotter inventory, even 28 lakhs rupees. That means a 30-second ad can cost you anywhere between 45 lakh and 84 lakh for brands. For normal humans, that is a flat, a luxury car, or several years of salary. For brands, that's quick visibility before the strategic timeout. Imagine paying small car money for 10 seconds, and yet they do it because IPL is where attention becomes premium real estate. One close finish, one finish teased by a finisher like Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Virat Kohli, or a stare by him into the distance, boom, the ad inventory becomes, like something like a gold dust, right? This is not advertising. This is bidding for national attention at prime time ridiculousness. And if it is giving them results, then there's no harm in doing that. And if they're ready to, spend a number like this, it's completely, understandable. And a fun IPL reality check, you know what it is? A player's franchise salary, like what the team is paying them, is just the trailer, not the movie. Let's take the example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. We all know him. His IPL salary in 25 was about 4 crores a season, right? It is massive, right? But his annual brand endorsement earnings, okay, was reportedly around 100 crores. So his IPL salary is only 4% of his larger cricket powered brand income. So what does this mean? The bat is earning the money, but the aura of Mahendra Singh Dhoni is earning him serious money. On top of this, from 24, the BCCI, the regulating body for cricket in India, introduced a 7.5 lakh rupee match fee per game, with each franchise, all the teams allocating about 13 crore rupees per season just for match fees over and above these contracts. So this was over and above the already agreed fees. That means turning up on the team sheet of each player now literally is paying them extra. So yes, sixes do matter, but in IPL economics, a recognizable fee, a recognizable face, a recognizable consistency, you being worshipped by the fan is the real super over that you're playing in the real life. And I'm talking from the perspective of the players who have really worked hard to reach where they are right now. Now, for the bit that makes people go, wait, what? The BCCI is now classified as a now it has been classified not just now as a charitable organization under the Indian income tax law, and historically it has not paid income tax on IPL income. Can you believe it? Generating so much revenue, not paying income tax at all, though it does pay GST. In cricket's richest board in the whole world, and the word charitable in the same sentence sounds like a twist in thriller movies, right? But that's the legal position that has been held. And to be fair, this doesn't mean zero tax money touches the system, right? Reportedly, around 2040 INR crores of GST was deposited across financial year 22-23 and 23-24 combined, and around 90 crore INR was deposited in the form of TDS. TDS was collected from IPL 2025 alone. So the government still gets a healthy slice, just not via BCCI income tax if they are not getting in the form of indirect taxes or other way, right? IPL finance is basically the kind of scorecard where you need both the CA and the third umpire. Now the future, right? So what is IPL really? A cricket league? Sure, but also a media empire and an ad marketplace, a sponsorship carnival, and a second screen addiction, and a cultural season of India. That is how I want to, sum it up in a nutshell. It's only around 18 years old, yet it already became one of the world's most valuable and fastest scaling sports leagues. That's the final comment from me. The IPL did not become huge by being just a sport, right? It became huge by turning every over into inventory, every player into intellectual property, every fan into data, and every evening into a habit. So next time when you watch a match, remember behind that six that the player is hitting into the stands, there is a full economy sprinting between the wickets. And if this made you see the IPL differently, I mean, that is a win for me, and that was the whole objective behind the video. And I hope you found it insightful. So thank you very much for watching.